A lot of these, I mean, some of these mid laners that do suffer, right? A lot of Puck, Invoker that can suffer versus something like that Sniper. But let's see, because I've talked to a lot of the pros here, and a lot of them have, I mean, mostly the same opinion on the Sniper. They are unsure how to really build the hero nowadays. The damage just feels a bit lackluster, but let's see what the Master is going to be able to do on it. XM,
sure.
But we have to look at everything else, of course, too. We have a lot of very flashy things coming into this game. We have ET, I have to mention him, one of my favorites. Love to see this hero. But ending up with the CK last pick into a lot of traditional counters. He's playing into Invoker, which literally was one of the best counters for so long versus that CK. And they get a last pick Underlord versus that CK too, which is pretty difficult,
I'm very excited to see what Ame is going to be able to pull off on this hero, as it's definitely not something that other teams would be going for.
Yeah, and he went for the fundamental forging. So to point this one out, you know, since we never get to see this hero, the Facet lets you get neutral items from the next tier, which could be pretty interesting if you can get like the serrated Shiv, right? I think the one that most of these cores like to have early on. We'll have to see what he does prioritize with that.
So far, I mean, with this sort of lane setup, what do you sort of expect for him down there on the CK? Is it an easy lane, or could we see Nigma Galaxy pushing Ame out?
They could definitely put some pressure onto him too, but he does have an ET, which can soak a lot of pressure at times. Does mean the ET can get caught and die down here, but perhaps it could secure the lane a little better for Ame. But double melee into this Underlord, absolutely. Noob can have a great time.
Oh, they're going to get the cogs down here. Sunstrike coming in as well. XG, they're in trouble. Nigma Galaxy, they're going to be able to clean up the both of them. Oh dear, that's not the hot way to start things. At the same time, up top, it's going to be another loss here for XG. They lose a third hero. Nigma Galaxy striking hot.
Beautiful cogs coming in from Omar, catching the two of them. Noob is at plus 70 damage now. The dream to start your lane. Double melee into Underlord can definitely be problematic. Double strength melee as well, right? So that Firestorm, super effective if you can get in that type of connection.
Yeah, not easy for these two to trade.
No.
When they try and step up.
Once they hit 3 on the Elder Titan, that's when he's got his power peak. He can trade a lot easier, but versus Clockwork, Clock has traditionally and almost always been one of the better counters versus Elder Titan in the lane as well. These little battery assaults can be very disruptive, burning his mana with the cogs as well too. So let's see how XG can stabilize things after giving up a very early double kill.
And just the fact that, as we saw, you know, there's always going to be that easy setup for Sumail to throw in a Sunstrike as well. So Xtreme, they've got to be very cautious down here on this safe lane.
Sumail will find himself a D ward in that mid lane, since some of the hits from XM were on the high ground. Nice one from him.
And looking up at the top lane. And, you know, once again, Troll coming through, still has a pretty incredible win rate so far here at the tournament. Looks like a good Troll game, or what is there to sort of counter him this time?
It looks like a pretty damn good Troll game, yeah. Sure, he can get kited a bit with some of the, you know, chain stuns, and there are some funny interactions that can happen with Elder Titan, of course, too, just controlling him during his entire battle trance, but yeah, looks pretty solid overall, right? Being able to switch between that melee and range form versus Mars is always going to be really effective, and mid-game, I think we've seen what this the power of what the Troll can do. Although he did lose, I think it was both games yesterday, right? So after having that 100% win rate,
I think we did get a couple. We definitely got at least one.
I know he won one of the ones later on, but
it's definitely not 100% anymore. He's going to fall pretty low here. Another blast comes in. Sunstrike is at the ready if Sumail feels that he can maybe line something up. It's not even going to be needed. Yeah, GH, he's got it alone. And runs Jinkyu out of the lane.
And it's really cool to point out how they did the laning setup, right? We can go back a little bit and how Nigma decided to do these lanes. Having the Pugna up here with this Troll, it's going to ensure the lane a lot easier for him. Just, I think we mention it every time with Pugna. One of the best, if not the best harasser in terms of laning phase. Even if he's versus Snapfire, he kill his ward.
Bit of a sneaky setup here. They've got the Tornado and the Cold Snap. Bystop for him on a TP in and trap XM in the cogs. XM will get back up as Jinkyu. Tries to stand his ground and turn it. Brings Sumail down. Can he do it? He can.
He does.
He'll bring Sumail down first, XM, but will still fall.
Another
Omar
TP.
should be able to get away from Jinkyu. GH coming in to make sure that Nigma Galaxy don't lose a second hero. So ends up being the 1-for-1. Not quite able to cancel the south there either. But yeah, for Xtreme, they get that kill first. XM able to have enough damage to bring Sumail down in time.
A clever play, though, from Sumail. Usually don't see this too often, right? Getting the Wex point early, trying to get the setup. Does, of course, you know, he dies first, but just on top of things, looking for these early movements. I think we've seen this from Omar so many times from Nigma. Most of the time he's playing like the Bane, so it's a lot easier for him to just naturally rotate, but yeah, impressive stuff. Is Omar bottom? Xnova in the cogs.
See what they can do here. Arme ready to step across as well. Sunstrike coming in, finishes off Xnova. Sumail takes him down. Stun alone, not enough damage to kill Omar. Omar's going to be fine, and Arme taking huge hits here from Noob.
I think he actually saved him with that Lotus. I think it was exactly enough HP.
As the damage came in from the vault.
As it came in. I think it was literally split second. I'd have to look exactly again, but it almost looks perfect.
Top lane Ghost. He's feeling the pressure here, but we'll get the whirling axes off, and actually able to survive against these two.
There's just a lot of stuff going on in this early game. In 6 minutes, action aplenty. Lane's already being broken, as we see.
Definitely in the mid, though, whilst attention is drawn elsewhere. I think one of the reasons as well we saw Sumail try and go for that attempt with Omar TPing in is because if this gets left as a 1v1, the pressure from XM is adding up.
Absolutely.
It's much harder for sort of Sumail to step up. Level 3 shrapnels are online. Yeah. XM ready to keep that wave shoved in.
Really strong matchup for the sniper versus that invoker, especially in this early. Of course, things have perhaps changed with this new Dominator build, because now you actually have extra armor on the Invoker, which could make a pretty big difference in terms of harassment, but XM is whittling the tower down. It's down to about half HP in the mid lane, just from him constantly poking, so could definitely see another, perhaps, tornado move come in, where they want to try for a rotation on him.
And talking about Dominator builds, what are we going to see from Arme on the CK? Is it going to be
standard?
You think you're still just picking up the armlet?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not Armlet versus all this percent damage, but something like Echo or Armlet, one of these early items. Omar's in.
Here's the setup.
The tornadoes.
Easily now allowing Omar to close in onto XM. XM will be able to break his way out of the cogs, and he's going to be fine. Now he's actually able to maybe turn with the shrapnels down onto Omar. Here comes the assassinate. It's coming in. Bam! XM takes him down. It's at the point, right, because XM has been able to play the lane as well as he has. It's not easy to gank him, even when you get such a clear-cut setup with this tornado, cold snap into the control and damage of the clockwork. It's not quite enough. XM survives and proving to be a very difficult gank now at this point.
If it's almost any other player on Sniper, likely to die, but XM, he is the master of this hero. He pushes it to the limits, immediately just starts poking the tower again. No hesitation, half HP, who cares? Trying to bring any attention onto that mid lane. He just keeps pinging it. Yeah, he's like, I'm hitting the mid tower, guys. Look
he's
at this.
Getting a lot out of this.
He's going to bring it down eventually, so let's see how they want to react. He's actually calling for his 2 supports to play around the power rune as well. This tower's going down.
You see this early movement as well. They also have Ghost coming down to this bottom lane as he's come through the gates. GH and Omar starting to push Arme away. So at least with the presence of the 4 of them, they'll be able to push onto the tier 1 tower. But indeed, this tier 1 mid going down very, very early here to XM.
It is absolutely dead. Sumail also, deep wards being placed. I believe that's just to block the camp. But Sumail, he does have his Dominator finished, but loses his tower at 8 minutes. A pretty big deal, as it's going to open up potential movements, or perhaps for XM, as he's going to find an amp damage. This is a big rune.
And indeed, build-wise for Arme, no surprises. As you say, we'll stick to the armlet this game.
He is going to do it. Okay.
So, nothing too crazy.
Probably just can't not go armlet, I guess, on CK.
It's just that value with the Phantasm.
There is quite a bit of percent damage, though, so we'll have to watch versus that Firestorm.
And because how active do you think Arme is going to be? Is this a game where you get the armlet on the CK and you're turning up to fights? Or is it going to be armlet into the BKB or something and then you go?
It just doesn't look like the easiest CK game, so I'm not sure. It feels like he might have to just sit back and farm. Because there's just a lot of spells that are excellent for him. All the Pugna spells, actually, majority of the heroes, to be completely honest with you. So we'll have to see what he wants. See the Tumbler's toy.
Now top lane, XM, ready to move around the map. Use his power to pressure some of these other side lane towers. He's actually going to come back in with the TP towards the mid, as they do want to make sure that Nigma Galaxy doesn't get the chance to put the pressure in. Omar's gone a bit deep here, as XM and Xnova will quickly deal with him. Another kill for XM, as he'll now be in position to hold the defense and ensure that Nigma Galaxy just aren't really getting any damage at all, really, onto this tier 1 tower. XM being able to pressure and hold the mid very well in this opening 10 minutes.
It's really interesting how they're doing this at the last 2 days of the tournament, right? Switching things up. They have, of course, the CK as their quote-unquote carry, but it does feel like XM is going to be that true carry in the mid lane, being given all the space, pretty much everything in the world.
I mean, absolutely right. In these sort of fights, if it sort of ends up with Arme just being on the front lines, dying, it's not going to be the end of the world for Xtreme, because indeed, XM can be that sort of carry from the mid as the sniper.
I think that perhaps is what he's maybe looking at, right? He's going to absorb a lot of attention and just let XM just peep from the sidelines.
I mean, even if it's just sort of being on the front lines, right? So that the troll, when he Ghost ults, he's going on the CK, right? He's not touching the sniper.
Yeah, could be really, really cool to see.
So Nigma Galaxy definitely going to have to find ways to get on top and deal with XM in the skirmishes.
And they do have some tools. You know, they do have the Underlord Pit at some points that we'll have to see when they are just able to teleport on top of him. Sumail, we'll get the deny on his Dominator. Easy.
But Xtreme showing it's going to be quite difficult for Nigma Galaxy to enter into the jungle. They did get that observer ward down, so decent bit of vision on to Xtreme side of the map. We're going to see XXS try for the setup. Kiss is coming in as well. Ghost, of course, will have the chance to get the trance off, but will surely come to an end. And Ghost, he's gone to Sunstrike. Oh, he's ready for it, XXS. He knows.
That was really close. Nice sidestep.
Very, very nice sidestep.
All three laners, all three cores at the moment having a pretty solid time on this side Xtreme. This is going to be a very fast Blink Dagger on XXS. One of the scarier Mars as well. We've been seeing this hero just rise and rise throughout this tournament, looking super good in most games, and yeah, it's going to be very early timings for him. And it's literally probably the best hero in the game to protect a sniper, right? They've got 3 fantastic tools to protect him. So this type of start can be huge, especially with the way they're making sure they don't lose their towers here. I mean, GH, he's trying to poke and prod it, but continuous protection.
Coming in with a good angle from the side, gets the setup onto X-Nova.
It's gone.
Will allow them to continue to hover around here, Nigma Galaxy.
X-Nova was way too far forward there. XM stepping up. There's a hook shot available for Omar.
I mean, if Omar sees the chance, he will dive for this.
He's thinking about it. There is backup, though. XXS is in the area. No arena, but he has a spear. I think they know. He's pinging.
Let's see who's going to be first to make the move. Need the team content with looking to start a fight.
How's Noob doing on his pipe? He's getting pretty close to it. Ame, they're making the move on him.
They're going to get the catch here. Omar in with a hook shot. Sunstrike coming in as well. Phantasm will be there to dodge it, but Ame still goes down.
Surprised he showed in the lane. I thought he was going to keep jungling for quite some time here, because it's just, if he gets caught from any of these spells, it does feel like he's just a free kill. I believe that is the pipe finished up now for Noob, so very early timing versus... The sniper's going to be able to deal a decent amount of damage in this versus this, but the Snapfire and the Mars combo could get answered pretty heavily if Noob just TPs in and pops that pipe for the team.
And we're going to see Ame just going to go full in on the illusions once you get the armlet into the Manta this game.
Okay. Farming build.
Good early pipe timing from Nigma Galaxy, which
it's very early.
Absolutely make the difference when they turn up to the fights.
And they're going the build that we've seen most of the time on the Invoker. He's going for the drums. Some people have been pivoting away from it a little bit here, but more early game fighting they're looking for.
Xtreme, ready with the smoke.
Blink on XXS. They've got Kisses plus Arena. And Splitter available too.
I mean, the combo is going to be good if they find any sort of these cores, but Omar already ready to sort of disrupt the push forward. He'll throw his body in with a hook shot. Samuel still going to get caught here in the arena. Omar surviving for now. XM just dying here to the life drain. They kill off the sniper. Samuel, can he escape this? He can't. XXS takes him out with the final right click. Noob, he should be fine. 2 beefy here on the underlord for them to go for. XXS trying to get the connection.
Ghost
does manage to latch down onto him with the spear. Ame moves in with a stun. Noob falling low. The blast comes in. Noob goes down. Xtreme. They find a third. Ghost, he's going to try and fight on though. Committing in with the battle trunk.
Another
the spear
stun
comes in from XXS. The cookie
Another
forward.
Stun.
That's going to be ghosted.
Another stun
from XM and catching the 2 of them. They're all dead on Nigma Galaxy as Xtreme wipe them.
Woo. They got XM, but it cost them everything there. The chain stun.
I mean, and it was just such a rough start for Nigma Galaxy. I guess they felt because they had sort of Omar go in and tank the initial brunt of the attack from Xtreme that maybe they could try and get something out of it. But the reality of it was, even though Omar throws his body in, XXS, he's still able to trap Sumail in the arena. And from that point onwards, it was just chaos going downhill for Nigma Galaxy and Xtreme just destroying them in this 5v5.
They just didn't really have that much damage on the side of Nigma after they did lose Sumail, like you're mentioning here. They lost so much of it. Ghost, he's trying to join the fray, but look at the map where he is. I mean, by the time he gets there,
it's risky.
It's very dangerous.
Because here we go, turning up at this point, he's already lost 2 of his heroes.
Yeah. And all the heroes that are alive still, every single one of them have a stun, right? Mars has a stun, CK has a stun, ET has a stun, Snapfire has a stun. They're just completely controlled.
And just a beautiful fight for Ame to be able to turn up to. He's like, you want to try and come and bring this sort of team fight into my jungle? I'll come and be involved. Get involved in the cleanup. A rough move there from Nigma Galaxy that hurts them so badly.
Yeah, they cannot lose. They can't lose Sumail that early in the team fight at this point in the game.
And it really is these sort of moves, you have to be so careful making them specifically into an Xtreme when they have something like the XM Sniper, right?
Yes.
If you don't deal with this sort of backline damage output, these fights are only going to get harder and harder. The moves, the initiation, it has to be there from Nigma Galaxy or Xtreme Gaming. They might just start to snowball.
It feels like they might, for sure. I mean, XXS and Xingqiu are having a hell of a game so far. The Snap has purchased up the Shard. XXS, he's already got Blink Arenas back up, as we mentioned from before.
Oh, yeah. They know how strong they are right now.
Yeah, they're ready to fight at any time. Even into the pipe that we were mentioning from Noob, they have damage to go through it.
They really did. It did not make a difference in that last fight at all. Omar's going to try and get in onto X-Nova. Sunstrike coming in as well. X-Nova will get taken out with the arena.
Damage.
The two of them, and XM, he's in perfect position to do the damage. Noob, he has to get back out of there, but the Assassinate comes in, stops him getting back through the Fiend's Gate. It's another disaster of a fight here for Nigma Galaxy.
And Sumail,
as Xtreme, they clean it up easily here, Sumail.
They have sentries.
They do. Is Xingqiu ready to lay it down? Arme drags Sumail back in. They just cannot fight into XG right now. XG are just so ready for this.
It's too much overwhelming damage, too. Yes, you catch the ET, who was very disruptive in the last fight, but everybody else gets complete free spellcasting.
And just free shooting it from this sniper. They have to find XM. XM's just going to be peeping away the entire time. They can't afford to make the jump without having the info on where this sniper is.
I mean, it's getting out of control pretty fast. These first two fights, when Nigma's the one kind of trying to pick the fights after they catch the smokes, they don't even come close to standing in the fight. And they caught the ET at the start of things, too. Didn't matter. Still just far too much damage, far too much control.
Nigma Galaxy, they've got to really sort of step back, reassess what they want to do in these next moments, because going for one more of these sort of moves and plays, if it comes collapsing down onto them, the game is going to fall into incredibly difficult territory.
It feels like it already is, to be completely honest with you, because looking at the way that their draft functions, they don't really have the most stuns, right? They have a hook shot and some spell combos that can come in and some damage, but overall, Xtreme, there's just so much control in the fight. It's absurd.
You're not going to stop Xtreme from getting off all of their abilities. They're going to get to click their spells.
Even if you catch, let's say, X-Nova in the front, as we saw there, XXS is going to get the spells off. If you catch XXS in the front, you're not going to kill him. This Mars at this point is way too tanky. You don't have the damage. I
mean, because if you sort of look at the state of the heroes on Nigma Galaxy right now, it's like for Ghost, it feels like he can't turn up until he's got the Asher and the BKB done now, right? You just can't want to see this troll try and get involved because it feels like it's just impossible at this point for Ghost to turn up and have a chance of surviving against a 5-man of Xtreme Gaming.
And is he going to even do damage when he has that build, right? It's not really much when you're playing versus something like Mars, CK, these heroes that can just stand and absorb. Especially the Mars, as we saw there. He just faces him.
See bottom. They'll find a chance to get a pick off there. XXS caught out alone. Nigma Galaxy.
Good catch.
Able to make something happen. And the question is, are they going to be tempted now to try and turn this into something else? They've taken one of the big kind of frontline presences off XG, off the map. Can you go for more if you're Nigma Galaxy?
I think maybe that's how their lineup just has to work, right? They do have that global threat to catch heroes split up on the side with the Clock, with the Sunstrike, plus the Pits, or with the Underlord, sorry.
Yeah.
But
the team
fights just seem way too difficult at this point. So, yeah, like you said, maybe reassess things, split the map up, try to look for these pickoffs to get an opportunity back into this game.
Now we'll see things start to calm down a little bit. Of course, you know, XG, it's not like they mind things slowing down either themselves, right? They're running this sort of, it's a carry sniper from the mid. Arme also ready, of course, to still be that carry presence. He's going to be looking towards that Bloodthorn now after the Armlet and the Manta.
Yeah, we should
they're happy to hit creeps as well, XG.
Yeah, we should point out, looking at his neutral item, something we just have to point out for the CK in particular, right? He's got the mystical pollen bag that usually you can't get for some time. These type of things absolutely make a difference in these fights. Just makes him that much stronger. He's getting away with a lot of farm now.
14 to 10, 5k lead.
XG, smoked up, looking for the fight again.
More than happy to keep going each and every time that the ultimates are up.
I'm really questioning how Nigma approaches just the 5v5 engagements, or if they just literally have to dodge them until they feel like they have these timings.
The 5v5 seem impossible with the way that XG have managed to execute in the last few times.
Xingqiu also, have to keep highlighting him. He's having a pretty flawless game so far in this Snapfire. Force Staff is done after the Shard.
Nigma Galaxy is smoked up in preparation.
Looking for that Tormentor fight. This does not look like an easy one for the side of Nigma.
This is... If Nigma Galaxy sort of drag themselves into the action as well, it's a timing where, you know, Sumail, he's like 600 gold off the Agonies. Okay. So close to a big timing.
I mean, they're looking for the fight.
I mean, this is just a bit of a bait right from Arme. Are Nigma Galaxy going to commit for this? They seem cautious.
XXS is in the tree line.
I mean, XG is so ready if Nigma Galaxy do try and start something. XXS is going to go for the jump first. Sets up here on the Noob, gets the push back with the spit into the Earthspin, and Kiss is coming in as well. Omar will be able to get onto the backlines. Gets the cogs down onto the 2, and the meatball coming in from Sumail, burning through the support. Tex Nova will fall.
Very good cogs, catches the both of them there. That's Kiss's use. There's still an arena available.
I mean, XG, do they still want to try for more 4v5? They might still feel strong. Omar barely surviving.
Healing him up. That's what GH is there for. Noob, that was the show of the Crimson, plus the pipe, absorbs a fair bit of damage. Respawn is coming in for the ET. Does Nigma still want to stay in the area? It looks like they do.
XXS.
Trying
to jump
again.
forward again. Slowly peeping away here at the Underlord. Noob down to half HP.
It's adding up.
Watching for the sidelines. Noob, he's starting to drop now. The heals are coming in. Cookie. Gonna connect this time. Noob's gonna be fine. Arme's actually trapped to the side in the cogs. Sunstrike comes in. Arme's in trouble. Ghost, he's just able to take him out.
And another
hook jump forward. Nigma Galaxy, they know they're gonna try and push this for more. The arena will be dropped down to try and hold them back. XM peeping and goes to the side. The battle trance is up. Ghost gets the ultimate off, and now he's ready to start getting the hits in. Closes the gap over towards the snap. They're cleaning up in Nigma Galaxy. They turn towards XXS. Ghost getting focused by Noob and Sumail as they push the sniper out of the fight, and they bring him down. GH gets a triple kill amongst it all, and Nigma Galaxy this time, they get the team wipe.
I love this buyback from Noob. I think this makes a big difference, coming in, buffing up the auras, throwing on Ghost so he can stand his ground. What a beautiful fight.
Wow.
The angle they can find, right? Catch Ame on the south side before the fight kicks off.
I mean, an incredibly rough way for sort of Ame to die very early on in that fight there. Getting caught, heading up the steps.
Noob, they're whittling him down, but he actually did his job, right? Absorbing so much pressure, and then Ame getting caught on the south side makes the difference here. A great buyback.
We'll see it here, right? Ame heads up, but it's straight into
so
Ghost.
Dangerous.
Ghost in position, and Omar right next to Ghost there. He could be there to trap whoever headed up to the high ground, and it being Ame meant that the carry from Xtreme Gaming getting taken out so early in this team fight. And at this point onwards, XM, he is in position. He's starting to do the damage, but Ghost getting the ult off before that spear into the arena wall was there.
And the buyback
meant that they had the chance. And indeed, Noob coming in to make sure that XM did not get the chance to continue to peep away at the troll, push him out of the fight, and ensure that Nigma Galaxy take all 5 down.
What a cool approach for that Tormentor fight. Love that they're able to still fight into this very strong team fight lineup they were mentioning. They broke the formation, and that's kind of the key. What allowed them to enter to that one there here too. As Ags is finished up from Sumail, as we said, the Crimson in the pipe was finished from Noob, and even after the buyback, he's actually still pretty good on that net worth chart. Top up there. That was beautiful.
Yeah, not an easy fight to make happen, but they managed to do it, Nigma Galaxy, setting the game back to very even territory here, 16-16.
And it probably makes Ghost feel a lot better in terms of his matchup. As we saw there, even with just a Battle Fury and a Yasha, he can turn up with all those auras and all those buff ups.
Oh, for sure. That was a risky call to make for him to get involved, but it absolutely pays off this time.
The magic. Stars aligning.
Let's see where they head to next. Starting to look towards the bottom side of the map. Ame, how's he doing on the progression? Very
Still
close to
good.
having at least the Orchid online.
But completely stabilizing things on the side of Nigma Galaxy. Net worth completely back to 0. I believe they're actually in the experience lead after that fight as well, after being about 1,000 XP behind too. So XG slowing the pace down themselves, looking for those next few items. XM getting closer and closer to that Mjolnir. They do have to watch out in terms of these, at least in these fights, if they can get these, GH in particular, we didn't get to highlight him, but ending up with a triple kill in that last fight. He got a lot of healing off as well, too. So this Pugna, this pesky Pugna does have to be addressed as well.
I mean, the support duo of Nigma Galaxy, we've seen it from these two before, right? And on these heroes, GH on his Pugna, Omar on the clock. They get a lot of work done.
Omar on his clock has been insane on this main stage, finding both supports even earlier before the fight started, too. These type of things are huge. 2K lead now for them. Yeah, as we see that as well, even though the Ghost had the toughest start out of the carries, already so far, he's managed to do twice the amount of damage that Ame on the CK has been able to do in these fights. Cool. Very cool. So a lot coming out here from the Troll, and this is pre-BKB, as I said. That was not easy for Ghost to do. Next fight round, he will have that BKB complete. That probably was all that last fight. He literally was attacking for so long, right? So Yeah, he's going to have the BKB, so we'll be able to play a little bit easier versus that arena and versus those kisses, as we say.
XM, of course, continues to scale very, very nicely. For Mjolnir on top of the completed Hurricane Pike.
Next timings have been hit. They have BKB on the Mars, and as you said, the Mjolnir is done for that sniper.
He has to be dealt with. Yeah. Omar's got to find him, or as we saw last time around, Noob's got to be able to try and set up with the Fiend's Gate to get in the face of the sniper.
Yeah, they cannot let XG just set up for the team fight. They have to be ready to break that formation. Ward will be taken out. Roche, perhaps the next point of contention soon, as it is top for the next 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I mean, both teams are definitely going to want to have a say about that.
Both teams very good at fighting around the pit, though.
Yeah, I'm very good at killing the Roche.
Yeah.
Nice success.
Omar
doesn't really want to go in on the clock.
He'll just take the amp damage.
Now, mate, it's getting the Phantasm out so he can push the waves out, set the map up a bit more, preferably here for Xtreme.
What's he going to take? He'll take the Magnifying Monocle. Okay, so a little bit of extra attack range, extra magic resist as well for him and his illusions. It's so weird to see a tier 4 neutral at 26 minutes in, just because you don't really see it almost at all, especially not in this tournament. Let's see if it does make that difference.
I mean, XG can't really start the Roche, can they?
I don't think either really can.
You've got to kill some heroes, really.
Omar, they're poking from the distance.
It's another kisses, and it's a good arena. Stops Omar from being able to get away with a hook shot. Does take a couple of ultimates, but that is the clock gone.
Nope.
It's going to Fiend's Gate in. XX is able to back away. Ghost, he's moving on the backlines. He's just able to walk up over towards XM, and a cookie and a Hurricane Pike pushback allows XM to get out of there.
That's an early BKB.
It is. He has to back off.
Oh, Ghost has to be very careful here.
I mean, he tried his chances there to attempt to walk up and get in on top of XM, but no. XM was more than ready to jump away over that Roche wall, get away, and now with the BKB on cooldown for the Troll, that might just be all that they need to have the time to go for this Roche and know that Nigma Galaxy aren't going to contest this.
It looked nice for a second, right? Because Ghost had the angle, but there's a cookie, there's a force staff, there's a lot of different disengage. You have to be careful of this.
And XM was so ready. He was so ready to step back and step away from that Troll, and there it is. Roshan taken down by Xtreme, and Aegis picked up by Ame.
They give it to Ame. Cool. That's interesting. That second life could make a big difference, because if they use the majority of the spells on the first one, then Ame can absolutely do some cleanup.
Now with this Aegis online, what do you think the call is going to be from Xtreme? Do they look to try and push this? Are they happy to still farm? And then in Nigma Galaxy, are you avoiding the action, or are you still going to try and make plays into the Chaos Knight's Aegis?
I feel like for Nigma, again, they might have to just sit back and wait a little bit longer, just for that timing in particular.
Sure.
But still, they could look for these global pickoffs if they do see an opportunity, because they do have that availability. But I would say that XG, they're the ones that are looking to lead the charge. I said that before, and Nigma was the one that actually took the fight, but I would imagine so with this Aegis.
I mean, they should feel pretty strong still, even though the numbers are close.
The team fight still has to be very specific for the side of Nigma.
Well, they're going to find him out on his lonesome here.
He's going down.
No way out for him. A little bit of a freebie for Xtreme. Next round of those items getting finished off, though, for Nigma Galaxy. SNY now done on Ghost, and Samel has got the BKB ready for the next team fight.
Damage could be, if Ame is not addressed, if he doesn't get killed early in this one, it could be devastating. The Bloodthorn is done. Manta, Phantasm, Bloodthorn, if anyone gets ripped in, they are just pretty much dead.
I mean, this is the thing, right? From Xtreme side of things, if they get the stun into Bloodthorn and they have sort of the sniper and the CK focusing down a hero, the ET around, like anyone will die. Even Noob, right? You got to even be careful on the Underlord if you get grabbed at the start of the action.
It has to be very specific conditions that Nigma has to find to be able to look for a fight here. It looks like they are perhaps thinking about something here. I'm seeing some lines being drawn.
Okay.
XXS, I was seeing he was debating which build he wants to go for a couple times here. He has a full Hex on the Mars.
Oh, wow.
Very early.
That is early in the build.
Yeah, so pretty devastating in terms of either controlling a Pugna who's trying to save allies and Invoker who doesn't get a BKB off. They're looking for the fight, though. Look at this
do they want to fight around this tier 2?
XXS...
I mean, they're getting a good wrap around it.
XXS is not there. He's mid lane. He showed.
Omar's going in. They're going to try and find Xnova first, as Omar's able to get on top of him. He's able to get out of the cog. Sunstrike coming in onto Xnova. Xnova will fall. They take out the ET. Now they're trying to turn for more. GH able to slide to the side with the Force Staff. Now Ame sort of surrounded, of course. Does still have the Aegis. There's the back from XXS. Comes in with the arena. they're controlling Ghost, they kill him off. He's not able to get off the ultimate.
That's the reveal.
And now the rest of the fight, Nigma Galaxy have to run. GH barely surviving. Ame on round 2. He's ready to keep the push going. They tried for the fight, but
what a purchase.
But Ghost getting caught out. Not a chance to get the BKB off, to get the battle trance off. They kill off the troll, and with Ghost gone, no chance for the team fight to continue in Nigma Galaxy's favor.
I do not think they expected this to come out from XXS this early. Just gets the Hex off. You're not going to preemptively click your BKB in a lot of these team fights. Gets the control pre-BKB, and then he's just dead. Bottom, we saw a fair bit of split push, though. Like 2,100 damage done on this tower from Sumail in the meantime.
Ame's ready to push it back out, though. Of course, top. XM finishes off the tier 2 tower.
That was a very decisive fight there from XG this time around.
Yeah, Ame and XM continuing to maintain themselves at the top of the net worth on this CK and Sniper, and just both scaling up fantastically. Now, again, it really is for these two carries that are going to be very, very strong as the game goes on. So a lot for Nigma Galaxy to try and deal with.
And so much kiting. You know, this is something that we always have to talk about when there's a Troll Warlord, right? The problem that this hero can run into a lot of times is just sticking on targets and hitting them. I'm seeing Disperser now built up for Sniper. He's got Hurricane Pike. He's got the Grenade. They've got Force Staffs. They've got Cookie. So definitely could be difficult if Ghost doesn't find the right angle.
GH, he's going to be caught. The Hex again from XXS, making these moves easy.
Starting to get easier for them. The I call this usually the XXS build because I think he very rarely deviates. He's going to go Refresher next, and the teamfight control becomes pretty ridiculous from this Mars.
I'll call it the Hex-Yes build. Here we go. Push coming in on the bottom lane. Nigma Galaxy, do they want to do this? They're going to try. Sumail jumps in and commits straight away with the BKB. They'll look to get the lockdown onto Ame. Ghost, he's in. Straight in on top of XXS for now, as XXS is going to try and tank this, but the damage from Ghost is building up. But the push back, the spear, into the wall. He'll be held back in the arena. Sunstrike coming down onto X-Nova. Will it be enough to bring him down? But XM, he's in position to get the damage in onto Noob, take out the double. Nigma Galaxy, they have to scramble back. A risky fight for them to try and attempt there around their tier 1, and it does not go well for them, Fogged.
And they used the buyback on GH even at the start of things. XG, they're showing the power of their team fight.
Oh, they are.
XM is just able to do anything he wants. Ame, he is the distraction. So many spells absorbed there. The Sniper's just peeping on the sideline the entire time.
This CK Sniper thing, you know, the first time we're seeing it coming out at this international, and it just feels so at home in the hands of XG.
And they're healed up. The Greaves, as we see from Jin Q. He's even got a Vlad's for the sustain in these team fights too. As that shard is sitting there for some time. He'll get it eventually, but the push, XM, getting a fair bit onto this tower here. And yeah, he's speedy. Disperser's done, so
he's so slippery.
How do you stick on him? Very difficult. Even without that BKB purchase. Now Ame, he will buy his own BKBs.
Yep, he's going to have the two of them coming out. He said the BKB and the shard now being delivered.
And now how do you kill the CK, right? The idea of killing the CK is around that Underlord and the Invoker. They couldn't even do a pre-BKB there, as we saw.
I mean, when it comes to the high ground defense, is there anything that is scary from Nigma Galaxy in particular, or do Xtreme have pretty good ways of entering the base?
Pretty damn good ways of entering base and forcing the issue. I think Mars is one of the best as we've seen, and they have good ways to get vision, right? They can just put an ET Spirit, and Sniper can just peek from low ground.
Yeah.
It kind of forces the issue, the onus on Nigma to make a move.
I mean, it really is that scary even inside your own base, right, as you said. If they get the vision, and XXS is able to just blink the Hex, it could be game over.
Absolutely.
So you've got to be so ready to bail out whoever XXS looks to get his hands on with the Hex.
And they do not have, I mean, they do have a defensive Force Staff, as we see from GH, but he can't do everything. He's been trying to save his allies as much as possible, but just could not on that last situation. Okay, Ame. What's he gonna get? It's the big timing for the CK. 30 seconds.
And with the timing, he's gonna get this upgraded tier of neutral. It's just sliding in so well with the progress that they've made so far this game.
Hey, this is really clever, the way that they've been able to play this one. DD top, Ame.
We'll see now, Nigma Galaxy, earlier on, they were able to sort of turn the tides a little bit. Despite the lead that XG were getting throughout these team fights. Now it's a much tougher point.
It feels like they worked magic in that fight top, to be honest with you, because it felt like they had almost no qualms of winning that one, but having that fight go decent for them has put them into at least a position where they could fight earlier, but now we're seeing the problems as Ame, one more token.
Yeah, I've got the Blink Dagger now on Ghost, so he'll have a little bit better of a chance of finding his targets.
His damage still feels limited, I gotta be honest.
There we go. What's going to be
my god, he got the Stygian.
Yep. 35 minutes in, the power here of this facet.
He's gonna kill anybody.
And bottom XXS, he's caught the two of them.
Noob.
He's gone. GH is going to try and run, but the Glimmer's going to soon come to an end. As XXS ready to shut down the escape.
Oof, the damage is just ridiculous at this point with this Stygian. 70 seconds, no Pugna.
I mean, how do you deal with this?
I don't know, Owen.
This,
I truly don't.
Again, this Chaos Knight and Sniper are going to be doing so much damage in these team fights. How on earth do Nigma Galaxy deal with the both of them?
And they're not squishy, right? The Mars is very tanky. His Refresher is about to be done, so you have to deal with 2 full combos. And yes, CK is going to be sitting at what? 4,500 HP pretty soon with that Octarine finished up. Outworld staff also for XM.
Getting a very nice pickup with the alert as well. So that attack speed, bonus night vision, extra attack range. Pretty perfect here for him on the Sniper.
Yeah, and now BKB finished up too. It feels like he has every single tool that he needs. This fight's just getting harder and harder, it feels. Roche.
I mean, it's really going to have to be nothing less than perfect from Nigma Galaxy to try and turn this one round. As XG in a fantastic spot here.
Just don't know how Ghost does damage. I feel like he needs that next item before the fight, but he is going for Satanic next, which is just survivability. I guess he does have Alacrity plus Solar Crest to buff him up a bit there, but feels like they are getting too tanky on the side of XG now to deal with. Waiting for that Roche. Xingqiu.
I mean, are you trying to take this fight if you're Nigma Galaxy, or you're waiting?
I think you wait high ground. I think going out there is crazy, but they've done some crazy stuff this game already, so...
Yeah, especially with this Refresher now on XXS.
And all these brand new neutral items that they've been able to pick up some really big ones.
So many things flowing in for Xtreme Gaming, whilst Nigma Galaxy just struggling to get that next set of items complete.
They just haven't had that much growth in these last few moments, really. Sumail going for the Lincolns next. It looks like they are going to potentially try to smoke out and look for this. They are grouping up.
It's a risky move, but maybe a risk that needs to be taken to get themselves back in this game.
All right, Roche, it is up.
Scout out the situation here. They know what's going down.
Ame can just sit there and solo it. Roar will come out.
Nigma Galaxy, they're going to look for the long wraparound. Try and get up on this high ground.
Smoke out, XG. Xingqiu will break, they know.
Ame's coming in. They know what's up now. They know whereabouts Nigma Galaxy is. There's the jump straight away. XXS in with immediate Hex. On towards Noob. Controlling the arena. That's the tankiest one. Killed off immediately.
Backline.
They'll get onto the backlines. Ghost trying to get in onto Xingqiu. He'll be pulled back for now by Ame, but still closing in on the Snapfire. Ghost trying to desperately kill Xingqiu, but Xingqiu surviving. Can he actually finish off the job? He can't. Xingqiu will live. Noob. He bought back for this. He's dead again. And now at this point, Nigma Galaxy, they've got to run. The second arena will be off the mark from XXS, but it won't matter. They still get the catch. On to Omar. The fight is still theirs, Xtreme.
Ghost?
I mean, Ghost, he has to run. I mean, doesn't have room for that one. So I won't be able to pick that up and get out. But again, it's just such an awkward situation there where you sort of have Ghost trying to get this kill on Xingqiu. It just took him so much time where he's chasing this Snapfire out of the fight. Sure, Xingqiu dies at the end of it all, but at that point, the rest of the fight for the rest of the team has crumbled.
They also lost their aura carrier immediately at the start of the fight. Noob just dies to the first control.
It's just so much damage from these two.
I mean, XM and Ame doing the work with the supporting cast. The XM Sniper, we said it's a thing to fear. 11, 3, and 14.
Yeah, didn't need to bring it out in the tournament up until this point, but he's ready to bring it out now here, down in the lower bracket, and absolutely making a case for teams to consider it going forward in the drafts.
Onto the high ground. 30 seconds, Noob. As we said, he used the buyback again in that last fight.
See the damage here, coming up to 45,000 nearly, coming out from this Sniper.
Insane. Actually doing almost more than his entire team, just on his own. XM has been able to just sit and stand his ground.
Trying their best to hold back here. Nigma Galaxy nearly having the full lineup back up.
Ame will cut the bottom wave as well. XM sticking around. Level 25 has been hit. More shrapnels.
They can't push him off these barracks.
It's gone.
And that's the mid-melee rack's gone. Everybody is back up, but again, trying to make a move. Trying to make a move into the sniper still with so much time on the Aegis. Can they even stop their racks from going down in Nigma Galaxy?
XG's just got to stay around here. They feel strong enough. They have double arena in 40 seconds. Eyes on XXS.
Is the smoke. They're going to try something again here.
That desperate smoke.
But the racks already gone.
And XG is ready. Look at their positioning here. XXS, he's reading the move.
I mean, we've seen his reactions this game have been immaculate on the Mars. If he sees them, he's going to be able to make that jump before they even get the chance to think.
X-Nova.
Catch him first to the side, but he's able to force out X. He's in with X! The spear though, he misses! It's a whip, so Ghost is able to get off the BKB, take out X-Nova, and he's now in on top of Arme. Arme trying to bounce away. XM has the BKB, but Ghost is ready to turn back over towards him. Ghost BKB now coming to an end. XM
Ghost
trying to do the damage to bring down the troll, but the glimmer's there. Noob, though, he will not stand a chance of escaping the two of them, as that's Noob out for 80. No buyback left on him. GH caught by the Hex. Cookie and dragged back by Arme. Another one for XG, as it's 3 dead on Nigma Galaxy and Xtreme. They can continue the push.
That might just be it. They've got to try to hold on for one more fight. Satanic and Battle Trance is back up, but no BKB.
And no Noob still for a full minute. XG ready to try and close this. Nigma Galaxy ready for their last-ditch attempt to try and hold on to the game. Ghost goes in with the stuns there, into the Hex. They're locking him down. Spirit will get the ult off though.
Level
but will it matter? Ghost trying to fight back, but he just not have the damage. They lock him down as the ult comes to an end. Ghost will fall. Xtreme here, crushing these final moments against Nigma Galaxy. They'll try and hold on here with the last two. Noob's going to be back up in 25 seconds, but the mega creeps are up for Xtreme. XM onto the tier 4s. Nigma Galaxy, if they got anything left here in this first game, they're going to give it a chance here by the looks of it when Noob's up in 10, but the tier 4s are falling. They might not even get that time.
They've got no Ghost. They've got no carry.
Ancient exposed. As there's Omar in with the hook shot. Noob back up in 2 seconds, but Omar gets destroyed. The Ancient exposed. Noob's back in, tries to get over the fight, but the Hex of Samil will jump forward, but Arme turns towards Noob. XM destroys the boat for the double kill. Godlike for XM, as GG is called. Xtreme will take game 1.
In their own fashion, with their own heroes, X-Nova sipping his drink at the end of it, saying that was